Chester Connell, and this is Agriculture Off the Grid. The fertility of the soil in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, particularly on the main island of St. Vincent, is well known to those who farm it. Yet Vincentian consumers spend up to $100 million every year purchasing imported food, imported meat, imported fruit, imported vegetables, imported cereal, and many other types of food, all imported. Most of these foods, of course, have chemicals from the moment they're picked. They're picked green, of course, and they are filled with dyes, coloring, unnamed chemicals, most of them unreported. Off the Grid Media followed two Vincentian farmers who have made the brave and wise decision to use no pesticides on their farms. Luke Panett is a farmer who practices permaculture. Permaculture imitates a type of farming that was practiced by the indigenous peoples of the Caribbean before the arrival of the Europeans. The Kalinagos obviously had no man-made pesticides or chemicals, and so they followed Mother Nature closely in the ways she grew food in the forests, and the Kalinago imitated. Very aware of Mother Nature, they observed that trees and forests attracted rain and grew abundantly with much variety. The Kalinago also observed that forests naturally existed like a well-run organic factory, all without the interference of one single human being.
So in the food forest, that's what you're trying to develop. And I think that most of St. Vincent could be turned into a productive food forest, you know, resembling in nature something like a normal forest, but with plants that are useful to man, whether they be medicinal or food or whatever.
Today, Luke and his family visit another farmer, Lennox Lampkin, on his chemical-free farm where gifts in the form of plants and information are exchanged.
In terms of our nutritional security and those kind of things, we need our protein sources that are not necessarily all animal based.
But here what I believe.
These farmers use no chemicals, providing a safe environment for crops and humans. They encourage other farmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to do the same. After climbing an orange tree to pick the fruit to offer his guests, Lennox and Luke engage in a discussion on food and nutrition.
No, when we say food security, don't we mean for as a nation? Are we saying
that is that is food sovereignty which we're looking at. In other words, our food should be sovereign.
Our food should come from where we live.
Right, that is food sovereignty.
Oh,
That's not
food security.
That is not food security.
Okay, food security.
When food is secure, it means you have enough food to eat. It's a belly full. I'm saying we should not adopt the concept of food security wholesale. We shouldn't adopt it. We should adapt it to our situation. In other words, we have to look at what could we produce here that we could eat and could give us adequate nutrition. That's really what we have to focus on. Because food, frankly speaking, is secure. But
I don't think when we depend on what you're saying, just $300 million worth of imports a year. When we depend on $300 million of imports a year, I don't think that's secure.
No. But one scientist tell you is that
the food is here.
The food is around. The food is secure. We have
No, but hold on. If we stop that import of 300 million, right?
Yeah.
The lag time we would have till we could get production and systems in place to feed people to have secure food here is a different matter.
No, that's not true. The problem really is that there is food on the ground. A lot of people do not consider what we have as food. So there is a considerable amount of waste. We have stuff that, a lot of food that we have here is not even identified. We have to first sit and identify our food. So there's a lot of stuff on the farm here that's edible. But do we eat it? No. It wastes. Instead of going out and picking the pigeon peas and eat pigeon peas, we import split peas. And our pigeon peas waste. And we then say we're not secure in food.
Graves says okra from America.
Right. But don't tell me. What I'm trying to say is that there is food, there is sufficient food on the ground, but we need to redefine food. And we must stop talking about food security and start to talk about nutrition security. Because in the abundance of food, people are still malnourished. And when I say malnourished, it could mean undernutrition, but it could mean in some cases also overnutrition. So the nutrition is imbalanced. That's right. So you got lots of certain foods that clutter up your stomach, fill your stomach, and probably make you obese, yes? Because your body stores a lot of the stuff that it can't use at the time in the form of fat. You know, waiting for you to go hungry a day, and then it could really then use up that fat, but that day never comes. You understand? So we got to really review the whole issue. So let's stop talking food security. Let's now start to talk about nutrition security and food sovereignty.
Looking for a lifeline in these tough